Hello, good morning all. Today in this video we are going to discuss regarding the Odoo shell. So the Odoo shell is a Python console from which we can interact with Odoo database using Odoo ORM methods. So let's see how we can access or how we can activate the Odoo shell and interact with Odoo. So if you are watching this channel for the first time and if you have not yet subscribed, please do click the subscribe button and support us, and don't forget to click the like button once you feel that video is helpful for you. So let's see how we can access the Odoo shell and interact with Odoo. So I'll go to the PyCharm. So here we have the PyCharm Community Edition, and here we have the terminal. So PyCharm is coming with a terminal. So I'll use this to activate or how to show the working of Odoo shell. So if you are using the PyCharm, you can take this terminal, or if you have Ubuntu instance, just open the terminal of Ubuntu. So if you are using the other OS, you can open the similar terminal in your instance. So what I'll do is that I'll close the terminal of Ubuntu and I'll be using the terminal of the PyCharm. So first of all, what you have to do is that you have to understand which Python you are using. So for running the Odoo 15 edition, I'm using this Python which I have installed in my virtual environment. So I'll copy the path to this virtual environment and I'll compare to the terminal. So if you are using the default Python, maybe if you are using default Python 2, you can enter as follow python space, and if you are using Python 3, you can do as follows. So I have to use the Python that I have installed in virtual environment. I'll be doing as follows. I have entered the path to Python. Then what you have to do, then you have to locate your odoo-bin file where your odoo-bin file is existing. So if I go to this is my odoo 15 source code, and here I have the odoo source code. So if you check the odoo source code, you can see we have got an odoo bin file. So I'll copy the path to this odoo bin file. So after specifying Python, enter the path to odoo bin, then you have to enter the command shell. So this is a CLI command in Odoo. Just after odoo bin, enter shell. So I have entered as follows, and if I click on enter, let's see what happens. So you are getting as follows: no environment set. You can see it's saying no environment is set. So in order to set some environment, that is, we have to specify which database we have to interact with. So you can see no environment set, use odoo-bin shell minus the database name. We have to specify which database we have to interact with. So I'll enter the exit command. So this is the command to exit the Odoo shell. Click on enter. You are back to the virtual environment. Sorry, you are back to the terminal. So I'll just clear this command by clear the command, and by using up arrow after the Odoo shell minus d dev-db, because this is my database name. So if I come to the UI, you can see my database name is dev_db. I have specified it over here, minus d dev-db. Click on enter, and you can see connection to server failed, because we have to specify which database user, which password, etc. we have to use to connect. So for that, what I will do is that clear, and I'll specify my configuration file. So if you go here in the configuration file, this is my odoo configuration file. I'll copy its path, copy path, and I'll specify -c path to my configuration file. So I'm saying I need to use this configuration file. So click on enter, and here you can see environment is created. Odoo, OpenARP, everything coming. Self res dot users of 1. So it says you are logged into the system with the user 1. Now you have anything we can write over here. So if I enter self, click on enter, you can see res dot users of 1. And if I enter self dot name, is coming as odoo board. So we have received a Python console by which we can interact with Odoo. So we have self is returning res.users, self.name is returning odoo-bot, and I can access anything from the users model. So I'll go to settings, user and companies, users. Currently we are getting the result as odoo-bot. So if you filter or remove internal user, inactive users, you can see odoo-bot. And if you click on edit, if I need to get its email address, so this field is login, and if I enter self.login, you can see system is coming. So we have got a Python console by which we can interact with odoo. So let's try to get the patient details. So if I go to the patient model hospital, if I need to get all the list of patients, I can just write all the ORM methods, self.env, self.env, hospital, that is my model name, hospital.patient, hospital.patient, and I'll search inside this model using the search ORM method. So I have entered self.env, hospital.patient.search of, enter, and you can see you are getting the result as follows. So if I need to confirm the count, I'll use search count just to get the total number of records. You can see we have, it's saying we have 17 records in database. So if you come here, you can see we have got 17 records in database. So we have successfully got the search result. Now if I need to get, or if I need to create a new record to the database from the shell, I can do self.env. Which model you have to create? We have to create in hospital.patient model, hospital.patient. Then we will use the create ORM method. So we already have learned the create ORM method. So self.env hospital.patient.create, then we have to pass the values. So I'll pass the name as OM videos. Simply I'll give the name of the patient as OM videos. I'll close the dictionary, close the tuple. So I have just passed a name value, that is OM videos. And if I click on enter, you can see hospital dot patient of 77 has been created. Now if I come to the UI and if I refresh, you can see it's still showing 17. So you think why the count has been not increased? So the record will be created only once you commit this change. So we have to commit self.env dot commit. We have to do as follows: dot commit off. So once you click on enter, we come. So yeah, in the cr.commit, so I have committed that cursor, and if you come to the UI and if you refresh, you can see 18 records has been created and a new record with OM videos, the name that we have given, and its ID is 77, which we have seen here, hospital dot patient. So once you create or update any existing record, you have to commit the cursor so that the record will be shown in the UI. You can commit the record as follows: self.env cr.commit. So we have successfully created a record. Now if you need to use or browse some existing record, so here we have a patient called Apple whose ID is 52. So let's browse that, self.env, or I'll create a variable called patient equal to self.env hospital.patient. So I can use this variable instead of typing self.env hospital.patient every time. So simply I have created a variable patient. Now patient.browse, patient.browse, what I have to browse, I'll pass this ID which is 52. So here I'll pass the ID as 52, and if I enter, you can see hospital.patient of 52. So if I need to get the name, I can put dot name, and the name is coming as Apple, as we have seen here. Now let's assume we need to change the name from the shell. So what we can do, we have browsed the record, then we have to write, using the write or method. I'm going to update the name and pass the name as Apple shell. I'll put the name as Apple shell. Click on enter. it returns true, that is a write is succeeded, and we have to commit this transaction, that is self.envcr.commit. Click on enter, and if you come to the UI and if you refresh, you can see the name has been changed to Apple Shell. So this is how you can access the Odoo shell and interact or perform operation in the database using the Odoo ORM methods. So I hope you understood the video. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask directly under the video. We'll be trying to reply you as soon as possible. And if you feel the video is helpful, please try to refer the channel with your Odoo friends and support us by having a like, comment, and share. So that's it for the day. So let me confirm that I haven't missed anything. So you can exit by click on exit off. So you can clear the terminal by clear, and just let me rewind. So before winding up, so we have just entered the Python, then path to Odoo shell, sorry, path to odoo-bin shell. So this is the main command shell minus d specify database name minus c configuration file. So either you can specify the configuration file directly, or you can specify all the command like user minus w minus our password, etc. You can use, but I'll use minus c shell for my easy purpose. Minus c, if you enter path to configuration file, copy path, on clicking enter, the shell will be activated. You can see Odoo environment with the user. So this is how you can access the Odoo shell. So that's it for the day. Have a nice day. Thank you.